This is a Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and today I'm here with September of September Mourning. What advice would you give somebody contemplating suicide?
You know, I've given advice to people that have contemplated suicide. You know, it's a weird thing when somebody wants to end their life. To me, it's a weird thing, and it's because when you look at life, you know, we're so small in this universe. We're like a grain of sand. Mm-hmm. You know, if you think about the universe as a whole, it's such a vast, and it's ever expanding. It just keeps going. And for us, like, everything feels so big in our life. It really does. But if you step back from your ego and you step back from your life a little bit and you look at everything, you can realize how small things are, and you can realize how precious life is, because we only have, 75 years, maybe, if you're lucky, on this planet, in this soul, in this body. Do you want to give up that gift? You've been given this gift. You've been given this opportunity to do whatever you want in your life. So when somebody feels that emotion and feels that darkness and it overcomes them and it overwhelms them, you know, it's like you have to push through and you have to see that sliver of life and you have to, like, grab it, and you have to realize that this is a gift and it's all in your control. Because usually people, that I've found that are contemplating suicide, and, you know, I've been in that dark place. And what always drags me out of there is knowing that I control the darkness as well as the light. People can do whatever they want to you. They can hit you, they can talk to you, they can talk down to you, they can make you, but they can only do things to you. What you internalize and what you let in is all up to you. It's all up to you. Yeah, fate does stuff and crap happens to people, but if you let it get to you, if you internalize it, that's all on you. It's not on, you can't blame anybody else. So for me, it's like you have to make people like that feel strong, because once they feel that strength, they fight it back, because they realize life is a gift and they can do whatever they want with it.
So do you like the fact that Axl Rose is singing for ACDC now?
I would like Axl Rose singing anything, anywhere, anytime, because his voice is phenomenal. So, whatever.
High five.
High five.
You know what? I'll tell you something. I would get up some mornings and be totally down in the dumps and watch him sing Shoot to Thrill or something. I'm like, this guy's totally pulling it off. It's like note for note.
Well, I mean, it's just, he has that, it's crazy. In rock and roll nowadays, it's like, you see new bands and everybody has the same voice. And like, it used to be that everybody that was successful had a unique voice and that's what sold. But now it's like everybody should sound like the dude from Korn or this guy or that. Everybody should sound some early 2000s rocker, Chester from Linkin Park or something like that. Like it used to be that you wanted a very particular sound. Like you wanted to be able to be known for your vocal. You could be singing The Phone Book and everybody could know that's Axl Rose, because nobody else can sing like Axl Rose. And I think that's what's amazing about him, and I love that.
Would you like to see Axl Rose and ACDC do an album together?
I think that would be amazing. Yeah. Let's do it. Like, somebody do it.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm very pro Axl on everything, pretty much.
Favorite Ronnie James Dio career-spanning moments that defined his musical legacy for you?
When he first held up his horns, man. I don't think there's anyone that can really top his voice, but in his sort of realm. There's just so many. I remember seeing a picture of Dio in front of like 1 million people, and then hearing a video of him just singing at the top of his lungs, and just like, it's like I don't know. There's nothing that can touch that. Strange story about Dio. So when I first moved to California, I didn't know a lot of people, but I call her Aunt Jackie, and she lived in Ronnie's old house in the valley. And so I ended up living there. And in the back of his house is this little like garage area where he used to like literally write songs. So there were tapes sitting in the back of like, name a Dio song. It was probably up there. It was kind of crazy, And I met, his family, and I saw him before he passed. And he said, keep doing what you're doing, like keep putting it out there, So that was something that I always remember. He was very gracious. He was very supportive of any artistic endeavor. There's a lot of goodness that surrounds him and his family. It's very positive.
So name like albums like Rainbow Rising, Heaven and Hell, Mob Rules.
Heaven and Hell is
Heaven and Hell. That's your album right there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Neon Nights. What do you envision as the ultimate September morning stage show?
Lots of pyro. No, just kidding. Well, yeah, that would be kind of fun. Well, I'd like to take it more theatrical. I don't want to give away too much because I want to do this one day. I want to have this stage show one day, and I don't want somebody to go do it before I do. So I'm not going to give away too much. All I'm going to say is that I want to take this story and this comic book and this theater piece and just put it on stage and create a world that when you enter the theater, you are in that world. And until the very last note is played, you are in that world. And that is it. And that's what I want to create.
How important is fame to you, and could you live without it?
Fame is not that important to me. I think that what's most important to me is that people get the message, that people understand it, that people understand the art and respond to the art. And if that makes me famous, great. If it doesn't, if two people get it, great. As long as somebody responds to it. That's what I want, that response, and I want that feeling of community between me and my fans and the people that follow us. I want that community. To me, that's the most important thing.
So is fame a necessary evil to get to that community?
It depends on what you think is most important as an artistic value. Some people do art for art's sake. Some people do art for fame's sake. Some people do art for monetary sake. Like, there's lots of different ways and different motivations to become an artist and be an artist. For me, it's a spiritual ride. And it's also, for me, if I couldn't do art, I'd probably kill myself. Because to me, it's like, I have to do this.
So this is your salvation.
It is. This is my fans are always like, oh, you saved me, you helped me, you did. Like, you guys do that to me every day. Like, just allowing me to become this and be this on stage and in front of thousands of people, that is my salvation.
What would you like your legacy to be?
We just wrote a song about that. Okay. My legacy, it's always about paying it forward, and it's always about spirituality for me. This way of making a transmedia project come to life, and it's quite different than any other band out there per se, and establishing it as something that people acknowledge works and is something that could be done again and again, to be positively, viewed in this light as a transmedia project, as something bigger than a band. That to me is very important.
If you could collaborate with any legendary metal guitar virtuoso, living or dead, who would it be?
I mean, he's not metal per se, but I'd love to write with Kurt Cobain. So I think writing with Kurt Cobain would be freaking awesome. He's not a virtuoso. He could barely play in some ways. But damn, did he know how to write a song. Like, I mean, it's just, to me, it's not about being able to noodle and do crazy runs on the guitar. And like, that to me is not where it's at. To me, it's the song. It's the communicate. Like I said, I'm a very spiritual person. I love messages. I love empowering people. To me, empowering people is to create a song that hits you in the gut and makes you cry, makes you feel, makes you passionate. That's what is a legacy and lives on. And those are the people I'd like to write with.
It's always about the song.
The Blairing Out Show.